I guess I'm up. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am very delighted to be here with all of you at this beautiful Courtyard Marriott, D.C. Let's hear it for our hosts. Give them a big round. Thomas Penny is right there. Thank you for hosting us, Thomas. And for all the great work that you do. And I think we all know why we're here, to launch a fantastic program in the District of Columbia, and certainly one of my favorites. Let me thank again our friends at the Courtyard Marriott and Odie Donald, who is the new director of the Department of Employment Services. Welcome, Odie. Unique Morris Hughes, our Chief Performance and Youth Operations at DOES. Where is she? As well as Thenny Freeman, who is the MBSYEP Director at DOES. Give Thenny a big round of applause. And I also want to acknowledge that we've been joined by one of our partners at the DC Council. Alyssa Silverman is here. Give her a round of applause. So everyone knows, like the great Marion Barry, I am all about making sure that Washingtonians have a fair shot at a high-quality education, a fair shot at safe and affordable housing, and a fair shot at a good-paying job. And that's how you get to the middle class, right, Judge? Because when you put all these things together, we know that you can afford to live in Washington, D.C. and raise your families in Washington, D.C. Too many of our residents, however, continue to lack the opportunity that they need to get their foot in the door, to prove themselves and gain the skills necessary for long-term employment. So for 37 years, the Summer Youth Employment Program, and now it is officially known as the Mayor Marion S Summer Youth Employment Program, has given thousands, literally thousands of Washingtonians the opportunity to succeed. There's really no place you can go in Washington and across all of the wards and across a lot of different age groups where people will stop me and tell me that they got their first job through the Marion S Summer Youth Employment Program. And so from the very beginning, our focus has been on how to get DC residents in the thousands of jobs that we produce right here in the District of Columbia. And we produce a lot of jobs here in the District of Columbia. And one fact I am extremely proud of from working with all of our agencies, from economic development to human services to the Department of Employment Services, is that in the last 2 years that you've given me the great privilege of being your mayor, we have seen unemployment go down in the District of Columbia by almost 2%. And this program, as we know, is very important for all of our young people. And one expansion that we were very intent on making is making sure that we expanded the eligibility ages for young people to participate in the MBSYEP program. It used to be that it ended at age 21. And we went to the council, we located and found all of the money, and we said we need to serve more young people. So we expanded the eligibility age up through age 24. And we saw in that expansion, in the first year, 1,022 to 24-year-olds served. And we know when we can get that 22 to 24-year-old a foot in the door and an opportunity to gain experience, we can let them do the rest of the work and work with the rest of our programs to get employed. So this year, the Summer Youth Employment Program is slated to connect 13,000 young people to meaningful, paid work experiences. And we know this program is especially important for young people in Wards 7 and 8, where although we see the rates of unemployment dropping, they are still the highest in the city. Last summer, nearly 60% of SYEP program participants lived in 2 wards, in Wards 7 and 8. So I can think of no better example of why we need to permanently expand this program. And as I have promised to members of the council, we will be sending legislation to the council to permanently expand eligibility for the SYEP program to young people through age 24. And we are calling on all of the members of the council to support it. Now, we're ready, as they should. It's their job to ask tough questions, right? They want to make sure that when we make these investments, that young people actually are in meaningful work assignments that lead to permanent jobs and good-paying jobs. And we want to make sure that we're also leading, because some people will tell us, hey, Bowser, I got in that summer program, but I'm going to go to college or I'm going to go to graduate school. And we want them to have that opportunity as well. So I want to make sure everybody knows that the application has gone live today at noon. We want to spread the word to everybody. When does it close? Tell me now. The application closes on February the 24th. 6,000 applicants have gone on the website already. In 30 minutes. And what happens on February 25th when you call the mayor's office and say, Mayor, I didn't sign up for the summer youth program? What happens? I suggest you sign up before the deadline ends. But what happens on the 25th? Now, I'm not saying this because for the last 10 years, it happens that way. So we want parents, young people, school counselors. Part of being on your way to a good paying job is taking responsibility. And it's your responsibility to sign up. It's your responsibility to have all of the appropriate documentation. It's your responsibility when you are placed to look for the placements that match your interest and go for them. And then it's your responsibility to show up with a great attitude. You see these young people that work here at the Courtyard Marriott? I see some fine-looking young people. I bet you they got here on time. They showed up appropriately dressed. They made sure that they are doing what their supervisors have asked of them. If they have some free time, they probably said, hey, boss, I have some time. I could do something else. Yeah. I can look for some extra work, some additional assignments. And then they looked for a mentor in their organization because, like Thomas Penny, who started with the Marriott, are you going to come up and talk to us, Mr. Penny? Why don't you come up and talk to us and tell me about your experience here at the Marriott?
So good morning, Madam Mayor. I want to thank you personally for your strong leadership and support of SYEP. As soon as she came into office, she has been a huge champion of SYEP. Let's give the mayor a round of applause. I'd be remiss if I did not recognize Councilmember Silverman, who is the chair of Labor and Workforce. Let's give her a round of applause. And Madam Mayor, I just want to let you know, those of us in the business community, we are really excited that you have selected Odie Donaldson to be the director of DOES. Let's give Odie Donaldson a round. And so I also want to recognize someone who we have worked with for a long time. Solomon and Keenan and I have worked with for a long time at DOES, and that's Thenie Freeman. She's been our contact at DOES, making sure students are well taken care of. Let's give Thenie Freeman a round of applause. And so, Madam Mayor, we have some amazing young people here today. We have 4 students who are entering in summer youth employment from Ballou High School. Let's give the Ballou students a round of applause. We got, and there's 2 or 3 here, and we also have Andre Jones, who is a student at Maya Angelou Public Charter School, and you're going to hear from Andre shortly. Let's give him a round of applause. And then I just want to acknowledge, because the mayor talked about some critical skills that young people must have, we have Arturo Evans and Oswan Magnum. Arturo has been at this hotel for the last 4 summers. And Arturo, let's give him a round of applause. And Madam Mayor, Arturo, he lives in Southeast, graduated from Cesar Chavez Public Policy School. I met him, I think, his sophomore, junior year, and Arturo said he had an interest in being in the hotel business. Upon graduating, I gave him my card just as I do a lot of young people, but upon graduating, Arturo called me, and he said, Mr. Penny, I need a job. And his first summer he worked here, did an amazing job. Again, this is his fourth summer. And as a matter of fact, I just want to say, Arturo, what I admire about this young man is his attitude is no excuses. You know, he had some challenges. His mother had some health challenges this past summer. And on a day where she had surgery, I tried to send him home. And he said, with all due respect, Mr. Penny, I want to continue to work. I'll go see my mother when I get off. And he worked that day. And Oswan had a brother who had some issues this past summer. And both of these young men, they came to work on time every day. They smiled, and they did not let their personal struggles influence their ability to get the job done. So let's give them another round of applause. And, you know, I just want you all to know, because we got a lot of employers here, and let's give the employers a round of applause. But I want to say something to the young people before I bring up Solomon. All of us here, all of us employers here, we are here to encourage you, to support you, to assist you, to mentor you, to inspire you. This is all about you. And this is not just business, this is deeply personal. And so we want to make certain that you all have an amazing experience this summer. Again, all of the adults in the room, we're here to support you, put our arms around you. And so I just want you all to know, have an amazing summer. And at this time, I bring up Solomon King.
Good afternoon, everyone. Very exciting to be here. Very exciting to be here on such a wonderful day. The hotel industry has been a long-time partner of the district government in its employment efforts. We're over a $760 million industry with over 17,000 employees, and we're the largest private sector employer in Washington, D.C. So we've always considered ourselves a partner. Whether it be through our efforts in workforce development with the WIC, our efforts in hospitality education with the DC NAF Academies, of which Thomas and I co-chair the advisory board, or our countless and tireless efforts in hospitality training with our private and public partners, we always stand ready and committed to be a part of the solution to some of the employment problems that face our industry. The greatest example of that is Thomas Penny, the general manager of this hotel. Thomas does a lot of great things, but what he does not tell you is that this is one of the highest grossing Courtyard Marriotts in the country. So while Thomas uses his professional time to make certain that he's doing his job to the highest degree or the highest standard, he uses his personal time and his personal resources to make sure that he identifies opportunities and sustain those opportunities for our young people in the city. And that's critically important. I assure you that he is second to none as it relates to the private sector and those examples of people that can do that. Please, another round of applause. I'd also like to recognize all of the other employers who are gathered here today, and I encourage all of the potential summer youth participants to look at the room and look around and see everyone that is committed to your success. We have Mayor Bowser here today on top of all of her numerous efforts and initiatives in workforce development because she is concerned about your future, and she is concerned about you having an opportunity to gain a summer job this summer, and that is a personal commitment of hers, and for that we are deeply grateful. I'd also like to recognize Councilmember Silverman, who is just a steadfast proponent of workforce development initiatives in our city, and we look forward to working with all of our partners, public and private, to make sure that we offer as many opportunities as we can. So thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts, and I'd like to welcome now the Acting Director of DOES, Mr. Odie Dunn.
All right, well, I'll be very brief. I just wanted to make sure that thank Mayor Bowser for the opportunity to serve, and really excited about kicking off the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program 2017. I think I haven't been shy since I've gotten here about talking about how excited I am about the program, how we tried to steal this in Georgia and couldn't quite replicate it, and really how it's one of the best products, I think, in America when it comes to summer youth employment. I think it's exciting also to stand here not only with our mayor, but as Solomon mentioned, a real strong business community with a strong, engagement and commitment to our youth. And I think our council will probably be following through, and extending that support. And they have good reason to. Over this last year, when I got here, the mayor challenged me to really take some real steps to try to connect our workforce system, but more than anything, really connect our youth to meaningful employment. We've got some connections from the White House. They helped us with the LinkedIn partnership where we increased business engagement by over 40%. That's impressive because that got a lot of people jobs, a lot of people opportunities. And, normally I'm not nervous speaking in front of people, but today I really am because we're talking about something that's really, really important, and that's our young people. And I know our mayor last year had to make a commitment to really, expand the program. And, that shouldn't be a fight. And it was. And we want to make sure that the results that we're coming up with and the connections that we're making aren't. And I'll give you a real short story because I know we've got to be brief. And I'm not going to tell you about Andre just yet, but I'll just kind of tell my own story. Southwest Atlanta kid, program very close to the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program in Atlanta. On my first day, a friend of mine, while I was going through orientation, he was starting his career in crime. And Chris Nelson isn't with us right now today, but my experience, through that program lasted 4 days, got fired. But learned a few different things. One, you got to show up on time. Second thing is make sure you have your pants pulled up. Third thing is, when you make a mistake, which I learned later, got to be able to recover from it. And I think that's something that, we measure, and I hear council talk about the outputs and the results of these programs. Important. And I'm a data guy, statistics guy. I know Thomas kind of gets on me, so does Solomon. I'm always talking about the data and the performance. But, they went through the summer program. Our mayor went through the summer program. So when we start talking about, why we make these decisions and how we support our young people, it's not how many of them finish, how many of them where they're employed 6 months after and things of that nature. It's are they going to be the leaders for our city, and are we committing to them enough? So I challenge you guys to not only commit today, but the businesses take on some additional work sites, spread the good news about the things that we're doing here. We're at DOES now. We've been going in a good direction, but I think you're going to see us really commit to expanding these into year-round opportunities, and we want to make sure that, you support these and that we challenge our council to do so as well. And with that, I want to tell you a little bit. I'm not going to talk much about Andre, but there are plenty of stories of our mayor, of Thomas, of Solomon, and we want more of those and less of Chris. And, Andre is an example of the type of stories that we want. Gentleman from Maya Angelou, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his story and just, tell you why we're really here today. So I want to thank you for the opportunity and introduce Andre.
My name is Andre Jones, and I attend Maya Angelou. I'm a 10th grader, and I'm 15 years old. I want to tell you, mainly, I guess, I grew up in, it was a stable, but we had my mom has a disease, so that causes her to kind of go in and out of the hospital time to time. But we continue to stick together and get through life as best as we can. At the moment, we're in a situation that while people would say it's sad and they would fall into a bad situation like that, I continue to try to push myself through it with help from people in my school, Maya Angelou, people whose names, I guess, people like Miss Joba, somebody in my school, Mr. Sneed, Miss Sway. They continue to help me push through, and they continue to give me the hope that I will see a better day in the future. I would like to, I guess on another note, I would like to thank Mayor Bowser and the OSSI program for supporting the CTE programs like my Academy of Hospitality and Tourism. Thank you. And I would also like to thank Mr. Penny and Mr. King for supporting our program and helping us go to trips. Like when we went to New York and I visited 2 hotels. I think one of them was called the W, and another one was the Marriott, and I cannot remember the Marquis Marriott. Thank you. And when we went to the Marriott headquarters in Maryland, I believe, and met Mr. Marriott himself, that really made me see that it's much more to the hospitality and tourism business than what most people will say it is. I would also like to say that I'm extremely excited to begin working this summer because I've been wanting to work for years now to help support my mom and my family through situations like this, and now I can finally begin. I've been out of D.C. for 2-3 years now, so I wasn't able to begin when I was 14, so now I'm beginning when I'm 16. I would also like to thank Assistant Director Ms. Freeman and Director Donald for their assistance in supporting me getting to said program. And I would like to thank the DCPS schools and like to say good afternoon to all Blue students attending this meeting. I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for providing transit cards to help people get back and forth to work and everything. I guess I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for everything she has done.
Thank you. Good luck. Hang in there, okay? We're with you 110%.
Okay.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Let's give Andre a big round of applause. So, Director, is there anything else that's on my agenda? We're going to take a tour, and I want to thank everybody, but I should introduce the ride-along mayor for the day. So from time to time, I ask agency directors and leaders in the government to ride along with me for a half day, and today we have Assistant Chief Kimberly Missouri is the ride-along mayor. So she's a Washingtonian, and she's riding along with me today, so welcome Assistant Chief Missouri. And with that, I want to thank all the employers and young people in government leaders who have really focused on how we're going to improve our employment services programs so that we will be a leader in the nation. Thank you, everybody. Oh, Thomas. Okay.
So I'm going to lead the mayor on a tour, and we're going to see some of the experiences the students are going to have. But before I do that, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Assistant Superintendent Antoinette Mitchell from OSSI. Antoinette's here. Simone Garcia from OSSI, and then Deputy Chief Aaron Bebo from the DCPS, and also Raymond Hutchison from DCPS. All right, so,